Good Monday evening. Strong to severe storms possible on Tuesday across southwest Alabama and northwest Florida. Hi, I'm Spinks Megginson. Thanks so much for checking out our live video update. We've got a slight risk of strong to severe storms on your Tuesday, and that's valid for the interior of southwest Alabama. You can see here shaded in yellow, Washington, Clark, Monroe, Conecuh, all of Escambia County, Alabama included in the slight risk zone to see some strong storms potentially on your Tuesday. So while we wait on our folks to come in the live stream, what we're going to do is talk about your forecast. Rain chances going up on Tuesday, and we have that level 2 out of 5 slight risk for strong to severe storms in the evening hours of Tuesday. And you can see temperatures not going to move very much. Rain chances going up to 50% by lunch. And then by the middle of the afternoon, around 3 o'clock, rain chances upward of 70%. And again, a few of the storms could be strong. So here's your forecast. You can see that there. And give us a shout out. Comment where you are below. We would love to know where you're watching from this evening so we can talk about this severe weather threat with you. And if you have a specific question related to your community, be sure to let us know about it. We would love to answer a few of your questions. We can't guarantee that we will get to them all, but we'll get to as many of them as we can at the end of this broadcast. So let's talk about the severe weather potential. The good news is, and I say good news for us anyway, the greatest risk of strong to severe storms will be over northern and central Alabama on Tuesday. Locally, our main threat going to be damaging straight-line winds, and you note that I've got the tornado threat here low, but not zero. And so that's very important to understand. There could be a few brief spin-up tornadoes on your Tuesday. Again, the strongest storms, though, likely to be well to our north in the central and northern parts of Alabama. Back locally we go, and you can see that, again, a lot of our area is included in this slight risk zone. We'll talk about a few of the communities that are in the slight risk area. If you're watching from Chatham, Thomasville, Jackson, Grove Hill, Monroeville, Beatrice, also Uri, McGargle, Evergreen, Repton, Bruton, Flomaton, Atmore, also areas near Bay Minette. You all are included in the slight risk zone to see a few strong to severe storms on your Tuesday. Now, what does that mean? These storms could produce brief spin-up tornadoes, but the main concern tomorrow going to be damaging straight-line winds and wet bulb temperatures, certainly supporting the potential for large hail in the stronger storms on your Tuesday. Again, this is across the area, but areas that you see here shaded in yellow have the greatest risk of seeing strong to severe storms on Tuesday. Let's talk about timing. And what I've done here, there is some overlap. But in the morning, the main threat is going to be back to our west in Mississippi and the far western part of Alabama. I think that models are certainly trending towards the later time frame here. And so in the early afternoon hours, I would suggest that near the state line, that's where we could have a few strong to severe storms. By the middle of the afternoon, noon to 5 p.m., we're talking about communities like Thomasville, Grove Hill, Monroeville, Uri, Beatrice. All could have a few strong storms. And then later on your Tuesday, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m., our eastern communities, Bruton, East Bruton, also Evergreen, Brooklyn, down to Milton, Florida, Navarre, Crestview. All could have the storms happen in the later part of your Tuesday. Again, areas you see shaded in yellow in that level 2 out of 5 slight risk area. So let's get specific, and before we talk about this, you need to know this is a model. This is not a forecast. The timing and placement of what you see here could be off. This is one of the tools in our toolbox. And so this is valid at 9 a.m. This is off the 4-kilometer North American model, and this is valid for your Tuesday. You see, if this happens to be correct, we've got a few showers back here over southeast Mississippi, but as far as southwest Alabama and northwest Florida is concerned, nothing in the way of severe weather likely in the morning. However, that begins to change in the early part of the afternoon. A few of these storms approaching the state line could be severe. And I caution, again, we're talking about places over here in West Alabama as well. Could see a few strong storms. Again, this is a model. Timing and placement could be off. I think that the core of the action will happen in the middle of the afternoon. You can see if this happens to be correct, this shows heavy bands of rain moving through southwest Alabama and northwest Florida. This is valid at 3 p.m. on your Tuesday. And by 6 p.m., again, the far eastern fringes of our area being affected by this complex of storms. The good news is by 9 o'clock tomorrow night, around this time, the storms will be well to our east and will have dissipated somewhat as the heat of the day begins to go away. Again, we are here to talk about this severe weather potential for your Tuesday, and perhaps you're just tuning in. The greatest risk of strong to severe storms is going to be over northern and central Alabama, but we're going to be particularly watching for damaging straight-line winds, isolated tornadoes, and large hail in the stronger storms on Tuesday. The tornado threat is low, but not zero, and again, most of the stronger action will be to our north. Again, tornadoes, damaging straight-line winds, large hail, all possible. But the good news is, again, most of the action going to be to our north. So we will be monitoring north and central Alabama as well. Here's the timing. Perhaps you didn't see this a few minutes ago. Again, the morning action going to be over southeastern Mississippi, but it moves to the east as the day progresses, and by the middle of the day around lunch, we're thinking areas right in through here have the greatest potential of seeing strong to severe storms, and the threat shifts to the east, communities like Evergreen down to Bruton, Milton, Pensacola, between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. on your Tuesday. We also should mention that the entirety of Alabama and northwest Florida is included in a marginal risk zone valid for Wednesday, so perhaps a few more strong storms on your Wednesday. If you haven't already, I would encourage you opt into our free RedZone Weather text service. Here's the directions on how to do that. You can shoot me a private message if you need this in person. And again, I would encourage you to get on this free service. It's totally free to you, and it alerts you in case we have strong to severe storms across southwest Alabama and northwest Florida. Again, here's your Tuesday forecast. Storms cranking up in our area in the latter half of the day. Temperatures not moving very much. And again, this slight risk for strong to severe storms extends well north into central and north Alabama. Places like Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Montgomery, Selma, Demopolis, Utah, Livingston, Butler, all included in the slight risk zone. And I should mention as well, our coastal communities, places like Mobile, Spanish Fort, Fairhope, also Gulf Shores over to Pensacola, Navarre, Destin, and places like Panama City, all included in the marginal risk zone. So at this time, what we're going to do is take a few questions. And again, we mentioned this earlier. If you have a specific question about your community, we will do our best to answer that at this time. And what I'm going to do is actually go in here to the comment field. Good news is that again, after all of this action shifts to the east, after Wednesday, we go sunny later in the week, and cooler temperatures are on the way. High temperature is going to be around 65 by Thursday and Friday. Morning low is going to be down around 40, and so much more seasonal temperatures on the way after this system moves through. All right, we've had a few questions about specific communities, and what I'm going to do is go back. In fact, if you'll go back on our graphics machine to the graphic that shows the convective outlook zoomed into our area. We're going to talk about the specific communities that are included in this. And we had a reference on our, there it is, thank you, on our comment feed about the severe weather event that we had a few weeks ago. Back on January the 21st, that Saturday, we had strong to severe storms that moved through, and it was a moderate risk, and so that was a level 4 out of 5 event. This is a level 2 out of 5 event so far. Again, a slight risk in place for places like Chatham, Thomasville, Jackson, Monroeville, Evergreen, Bruton, Atmore, Bay Minette, all included in the slight risk zone. It's too early to be specific about what these specific communities will experience in terms of severe weather. But nonetheless, all of us need to know where we're going to go if a tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning is issued for your particular location. Know that now, and it doesn't matter if you're in the green zone or if you're in the yellow zone. Doesn't matter. We all have a risk of strong to severe storms on your Tuesday. If we have tornado warnings, you know what I'm about to say, we will be here on Facebook Live to bring you the latest. For now, I am Spinks Megginson, and we're going to say goodbye. We will have more on our 7 a.m. Red Zone Weather video. That will be posted at 7 a.m. here on Facebook as well. Be sure to join me for that. Again, if we have tornado warnings, we will be back on your Tuesday with much more information specific to your community. I'm Spinks Megginson on behalf of all of us here at RedZone Group LLC, saying goodbye for now and have a great evening.